Hello everyone, I'm Paul McGuire Grimes. There's music all around us, and writer-director Rudy Mancuso wants us to explore all the intricate sounds that life throws at us in his new film, MÚSICA. It's streaming now on Prime Video, and I want to talk about it. This is Paul's trip to the movies. MÚSICA is an autobiographical movie based on Rudy Mancuso's life. He wrote, directed, and stars as himself, looking back at a really challenging period of his life. He lives in Newark, New Jersey, goes to school, and performs in the subway by singing with his puppet. Now, he has this condition known as synesthesia, where he hears everyday sounds as musical beats, rhythms, and notes. His attention span is really short, as his mind is always somewhere else, which really comes to head with his girlfriend Haley, who's played by Francesca Reel, who decides to break up with him. Now, Rudy soon meets Isabella, who's played by Camila Mendes, at a fish market, and it becomes this meet-cute between them. She admires his quirky musical sensibilities, but their newfound budding romance is put to the test when Haley comes back into Rudy's life, really wanting to rekindle their old flame. Now, as the film may suggest, Rudy Mancuso is a jack of all trades, as he really pulls from his own life in this kind of vulnerable love story. He writes in the beginning that this is unfortunately based on a true story. Mancuso puts a fresh twist on what we think of as a movie musical. Yes, characters break out into dance, but they're not singing along as they dance around the diner or the fish market. The music comes from the sounds of knives slashing through food, fish being flung across the air, or just the loud chatter of customers. It's as if this movie is geared toward those who love ASMR videos. Rudy's at that strange time of life where he's a little stunted and having a hard time really growing up and living the life that he wants to have. He'd love to turn his subway puppet show from a hobby into a profession, but he's really stuck in trying to appease his mother and their Brazilian culture. Rudy Mancuso's real-life mom, Maria, plays herself in the film, and she just is this natural on screen. You may start to wonder where the story is going, and it's that conflict within oneself that Rudy must work out. Mancuso's outlook and view of music really drives this film and makes this a really unique story, as he asks the audience to kind of, I think, step back and hear the sounds of nature that we may miss out on given the everyday hustle and bustle that we find ourselves in. He uses specific editing choices to kind of play into the musicality and the tempo of the film, and then divides this into different sections like rhythm, melody, dynamics, and more. Camila Mendes is lovely and really down to earth as Isabella, but I do think that the story starts to suffer when Haley comes back into Rudy's life. Now, maybe this happened in Mancuso's life, but I think it disrupts the progression with Isabella, and I think halts the originality that Rudy had given to the rest of the film. I didn't really care about the Haley character and the love triangle that Rudy finds himself in. I think MÚSICA works best when it fully dives into really understanding how Rudy's mind works. Whether it's through animated sequences, dance numbers, or the quick edits on screen, we hear, feel, and I think understand music in the way that Rudy hears it in his own life. I'm giving MÚSICA 3 out of 5 ticket stubs. If you like my review today, click subscribe on my YouTube channel. I got to interview Rudy Mancuso, so take a look at that interview. We had a really good time talking about how he made this movie, what goes on in his own everyday life with synesthesia, and I think you'll learn a lot from it. Paul's Trip to the Movies. You can find on social media at Paul's Movie Trip. Leave me a comment on YouTube or on social media. What movies have you been loving lately? Whether you're streaming them, going to the theater, leave me a comment. And I've got some really fun events coming up through Imagine Theaters. Coming up Sunday, April 7th, I'm going to be showing Good Will Hunting at their Eagan location as part of my film series, Paul McGuire Grimes Presents. I was supposed to do it in March, but it got postponed due to some snow. So come join us April 7th for Good Will Hunting. And then Wednesday, April 10th, at their Willow Creek location, I'm going to be hosting what's called Secret Movie Night. Now, I've done it a few times before. I'm excited to be back as host, and what's so great is that the audience doesn't know the movie until it actually starts. So they're buying a ticket not knowing what they're getting themselves into, so it's so much fun. So again, get a ticket for that, find out what movie I picked, and stick around after that for sure, because I'm going to be doing a discussion both for Good Will Hunting and for Secret Movie Night. Let's talk about what makes both of those movies so great. Back up on the big screen, of course. Thank you so much for watching my review of Musica. This is Paul's trip to the movies.